What's up, y'all? Listen, I got something I really want to address because I've heard this like more times than none, and I literally just, I really want y'all feedback on this. So whenever y'all see this video, then I want y'all to comment if you feel any type of way. So, what's the difference in someone going to a physical church versus online church? Like, please help me to understand, how is it that a person that chooses to do online church in the comfort of their home, how is that wrong? How is that not really church? How is it that people feel, or why is it that people feel that you're only going to church when you're going within the four walls of a building? So listen, here's my take on that, because I've been in these discussions, of people asking these questions or people voicing their opinion and, saying they feel this way or that way or the third. And I've just heard it just recently, so I want to address it, okay? So listen, this is how I feel about it. First of all, remember COVID? Yeah, the pandemic that God allowed to shut this world down. Yeah, he made everybody go in their own house and deal with the people in their house. Why? Because listen, God had gotten tired of all of this foolishness that was going on. God started to expose things in the households that people failed to talk about. God started to expose things within the church that was really going on behind closed doors. And God just needed to make y'all, or make us, be real with ourselves, sit in it, be honest. And even with the church, God showed the world that you don't have to be in a building in order to serve him. So listen, you don't have to go into a building to receive salvation. You can receive salvation within the comfort of your home, because God is everywhere, right? And God said, as long as you call on his name, you are saved. So what's the difference in online church and an actual building? We're serving the same God, right? So if God is a spirit and we serve him, we worship him in spirit and in truth, what's the difference in the people who choose to sit at home versus going into the building? So listen, let's talk about that. What the people who choose to sit in their house and serve God in the comfort of their home, maybe it's the people within the four walls who have caused them to feel that way. Maybe they saw a side of the church that they really didn't need, the church really didn't want them to see, or the side that they really needed to see that they had not been seeing. And because they saw the realness, the trueness, they saw that that wasn't what they wanted to be a part of, but they knew they wanted to serve God. You feel me? So maybe that's one of the reasons. Maybe it's the people within the four walls who are being so high and mighty and proud, and you're actually pushing people away from the four walls, when actually God is saying come, and they don't want to come because they don't feel comfortable coming to a place where they don't even feel accepted. Maybe it's the people within the four walls who are making people not feel accepted within the four walls. You get me? So I don't feel like we should actually be judging people for how they choose to serve God. Our main focus should be, are you saved? Do you know him? Like, that should be our main focus. Because let's really talk about it. The people within the church or in the four walls have actually turned this thing upside down. That's why God allowed the pandemic. Because he was tired of y'all playing with him. He was tired of y'all playing on his top. He was tired of y'all playing on his name. You feel me? He was tired. He was tired of y'all using his name in vain. And God was like, listen, it's some folks who done got together and got married in a church in my namesake, and I ain't even put them together, and they miserable, but because they don't want nobody to know and they want it to look good, they still gonna stay there. Yep, let me shut this thing down to make them sit in and to see they really didn't like each other from the start, and this wasn't my will. Then God allowed the pandemic to happen and the church shut down because God was like, listen, it's people up here, it's people that's supposed to be doing something in my name, supposed to be bringing in people who need me, people who want salvation, but it's people up in the church with their nose turned up, with they mouths on everybody, doing everything under the sun, being with this, that, or the third, and instead of but they so judgmental, and they, instead of them welcoming people in with open arms and making them feel welcome, they are the ones that's pushing people away because people are actually looking at your actions and not hearing what's coming out your mouth. You feel me? Let's really talk about it. So for the people who keep on putting your mouths on the people in the church, four walls of the church, because listen, the church is within us. God is the church. So if you got God, then you got the church. You feel me? If you got the Holy Spirit, you are the church. It's within you. So you don't have to go to the fourth building, because it's the people that goes to that building that actually make up the church. The building by itself is not a church. It's just a building. You feel me? So until people come into that place and occupy that place, it's not a church. It can sit there all day, but it will just be a building. You feel me? So for the people who are actually demonizing, stop demonizing people because they don't do stuff the way you feel they should do it. Stop demonizing people because they don't handle stuff the way you feel like they should handle, or that's the way that you do it. Because just because you're doing it don't make it right. And just because they're doing it doesn't make it wrong. Y'all choose to do it two different ways, but as long as you're at the same goal is being met, that's all that matters. And the goal in this case is to have God in our life. You feel me? So I just wanted to put my little 2 cents in. It's a dog right there, and I ain't playing with him. You feel me? So I'm trying to watch my back. But I just wanted to put my little 2 cents in. Y'all tell me how y'all feel about that thing. Because listen, my whole thing is to make sure that you are connected to Jesus Christ, so that when you leave this place, that you will reside with him in eternity and not burn in hell forevermore. You feel me? That's my whole focus. I don't care if you do it at home, in a building. Just be real when you do it. Don't go up in no building thinking that you're doing something just because you're going to sit there and ain't nothing about you changing. Because guess what? You will still burn in the hell fire going up in there playing with God. Because don't play on his top. You feel me? Make sure that wherever you're doing it at, that you're doing it from the heart and that you're real. Because we may not know, I may not know, but God know. He know your heart. So he know if you're doing it out of the sincerity of your heart, or if you're just playing with it just to say you're doing something. And playing with it and doing it in vain is just like you're not doing it at all, because you ain't getting nothing for it. You feel me? Listen, I said what I said, and I just said all of that to say this: wherever you get it, just make sure you get it. You feel me? Make sure you get connected to God. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. That's the most important thing that you can do for yourself, is to make sure you got a relationship with God. God love y'all. I love you. But make sure that you're always loving on you. And listen, you're only dope because God is dope. Don't ever play with him, period. I love y'all. Peace. I'll see y'all on the next.